Welcome to G-Fun Facts Online. Today we are doing a deep dive into one of the most significant economic and environmental shifts of our lifetime. The date is set to 2026. If you were to walk into a supermarket in Paris, Nairobi, or Vancouver right now on this timeline, the aisles would look starkly different than they did just 5 years ago. That glistening wall of single-use plastic that we became so accustomed to, the shrink-wrapped cucumbers, the polyethylene bags, the disposable plastic clamshells holding berries, is vanishing. In their place, we are seeing refill stations, compostable mushroom-based packaging, and what the industry calls naked produce. This is not just a passing trend. It is the visible face of a profound economic metamorphosis. We are currently witnessing the death throes of the linear economy, which was the take-make-waste model that dominated the 20th century. Simultaneously, we are seeing the messy, urgent birth of the circular economy. As we stand in the mid-2020s, the global war against single-use plastics has shifted from polite suggestions to legislative mandates and corporate survival strategies. But this transition is far from smooth. From the stalemates of United Nations treaty negotiations to the innovative laboratories of small startups, the battle for a plastic-free future is being fought on every front. Today, we are going to explore the state of the circular economy in 2026, looking at the geopolitical power plays, technological breakthroughs, grassroots rebellions, and the hard economic realities driving this critical shift. Let's begin with the geopolitical battlefield. The headline story of late 2025 was undoubtedly the dramatic conclusion, or perhaps the lack thereof, of the UN Global Plastics Treaty negotiations. Following intense sessions known as INC 5.2 in Geneva, the world watched as diplomats sparred over the very soul of the treaty. The divide was stark. On one side, you had the High Ambition Coalition. This group includes the European Union, Canada, Rwanda, and Peru. They pushed for a hard cap on global plastic production. Their argument was mathematically simple. We cannot recycle our way out of a crisis where production is set to triple by 2060. They demanded a turn-off-the-tap approach, effectively limiting the extraction of virgin fossil fuels used for polymer creation. Opposing them were the petrochemical states, a bloc of major oil and gas producers who argued that the treaty should focus solely on waste management, essentially cleanup and recycling, rather than production limits. The result was a tense deadlock that has pushed negotiations well into 2026. However, this diplomatic failure paradoxically accelerated action at the national level. Frustrated by global gridlock, individual nations decided to go it alone. While diplomats argued in Geneva, national governments were busy legislating. Let's look at Canada. By December 2025, Canada had fully implemented its comprehensive ban on the manufacture and import of 6 categories of single-use plastics. This includes checkout bags, cutlery, and stir sticks. What was once a controversial policy has now become the new normal for Canadian consumers. Then there is the European Union, which continues to be the regulatory heavy hitter. With the Circular Economy Act looming for 2026, the bloc is preparing to introduce Digital Product Passports, or DPPs. These are essentially digital twins that track a plastic product's journey from creation to disposal. This technology makes greenwashing nearly impossible. If a company claims a bottle is recycled, the blockchain associated with that digital product passport will prove it, or it will expose the lie. We also need to look at the African vanguard. Often overlooked in Western media, African nations remain the pioneers of strict plastic control. Kenya and Rwanda have maintained and tightened their bans, with Kenya's plastic police serving as a model for enforcement. In 2025, Nairobi has emerged not just as a policy leader, but as a hub for circular innovation, with local recycling hubs turning waste collection into a profitable, community-owned enterprise. And finally, we see Asia's awakening. China, once the world's dumping ground for plastic waste, has aggressively pivoted. Its national sword policy has evolved into a domestic phase-out plan, with major cities banning non-biodegradable bags and straws. Meanwhile, Thailand has enacted a total ban on plastic waste imports as of 2025, forcing Western nations to deal with their own trash for the first time in decades. Now, let's move from the political to the corporate. The mantra here is adapt or die. For the corporate world, the circular economy is no longer a slide in a corporate social responsibility pitch deck. It is a matter of survival. The cost of raw materials, combined with extended producer responsibility taxes, where companies pay for the disposal of their packaging, has flipped the economic script. The giants are moving. Google achieved a massive milestone in 2025, reaching its goal of plastic-free packaging for its hardware products. The unboxing experience of a Pixel phone is now a masterclass in molded fiber and paper engineering. Amazon responded to massive consumer pressure by eliminating plastic air pillows in North America, replacing billions of plastic bladders with recycled paper filler. It is a low-tech swap with a high-impact result, removing nearly 15 billion plastic units from the waste stream annually. IKEA continues to redefine retail with its buyback and resell service, effectively becoming a second-hand furniture dealer for its own products. By keeping Billy bookcases and Poang chairs in circulation, they are decoupling profit from resource extraction. While the giants grab headlines, small and medium enterprises, or SMEs, are the true laboratories of the circular economy. They are agile enough to rebuild their business models from scratch. Consider Husky in Australia. This company didn't just make a reusable cup, they solved a waste problem for the coffee industry. Their cups are made from coffee husks, a waste byproduct of coffee processing. By turning trash into a durable commodity, they exemplify the closed-loop ideal. In the fashion world, look at startups like The New Factory. Textile waste is a massive pollutant. The New Factory is using new mechanical recycling tech to turn old denim and cotton directly into new yarn, bypassing the need for virgin cotton farming, which is water-intensive and pesticide-heavy. Then there is Insutex in the construction sector. Construction is a notorious waste generator. Insutex has developed a method to compress textile waste, specifically unwearable fast fashion, into high-grade thermal insulation panels for homes. Your old t-shirt is now keeping a house warm. The economic reality for these SMEs is promising. Transitioning isn't free. Research from 2025 indicates that SMEs face significant upfront barriers, such as the cost of new machinery, the logistics of take-back schemes, and a lack of access to green finance. However, the payoff is real. Data suggests that businesses fully adopting circular models are seeing profit margin increases of 23% within 3 years, driven by lower material costs and fierce customer loyalty. We cannot ban our way to a perfect world. We need to invent our way there. The innovation engine of 2026 is finally catching up to our ambitions. First, we have Chemical Recycling 2.0. Traditional mechanical recycling, which involves grinding plastic into flakes, has limits, because eventually, the plastic degrades. Enter Advanced Chemical Recycling, or depolymerization. Companies are now scaling reactors that break plastic down to its molecular level, monomers, allowing it to be rebuilt into virgin-quality plastic infinitely. While energy-intensive, new catalysts developed in 2025 have significantly lowered the carbon footprint of this process. Second, we are seeing AI-powered sorting. The wish cycling era, where we toss everything in the blue bin and hope for the best, is ending. New materials recovery facilities are deploying AI-powered optical sorters. These robots can distinguish between a food-grade PET bottle and a non-food HDPE container in milliseconds, blasting them into separate bins with jets of air. This purity is crucial for creating a market for recycled materials. Third, consider the bioplastic renaissance. Forget the corn plastic of the 2010s that melted in the sun. The new wave of bioplastics is derived from algae, fungi, and seaweed. Notpla, a UK-based innovator, has normalized edible seaweed-based packaging for sauces and beverages. Mycelium packaging is replacing styrofoam. Grown in molds, mushroom roots digest agricultural waste to form sturdy, shock-absorbing shapes that compost in your garden in 45 days. And fourth, we return to digital product passports. Imagine scanning a QR code on a jacket and seeing its entire life history. The farm where the cotton grew, the factory where it was sewn, and the instructions for how to repair or recycle it. DPPs are turning products into data points, creating transparency that forces accountability. This shift isn't just happening in factories and boardrooms. It is happening in our living rooms. This is the human element. For Gen Z and millennials, the climate crisis is personal. Eco-anxiety has morphed into eco-action. Consumer psychology reports from 2025 show a tipping point. A majority of shoppers under 40 are now willing to pay a premium for verified sustainable products and, crucially, are boycotting brands that fail the transparency test. We are seeing powerful community-led models. Take Plastic Free July. What started as a small initiative has exploded. In 2025, participation hit 174 million people globally. It is no longer just about refusing a straw. It is a month-long training camp for a low-waste lifestyle that permanently alters consumer habits. Look at the Sharjah Sustainable City in the UAE. This development is proving that circular living can be built into the urban fabric. With community biodomes for food, waste-to-energy plants, and strict single-use bans within the community, it is a living laboratory for the post-plastic city. Or consider Philly Unwrapped in the USA. A grassroots coalition in Philadelphia is helping local businesses transition away from disposables. By bulk buying compostable wares and setting up citywide reusable container networks, they are proving that zero waste is possible, even in a grimy, busy American metropolis. Finally, we must discuss the economic case. For years, economists argued that saving the planet was too expensive. The data now proves the opposite. The linear economy is leaking money. Every time a plastic bottle is buried in a landfill, its economic value is destroyed. The circular economy recovers that value. Estimates now peg the potential economic benefit of the circular transition at $4.5 trillion by 2030. Where is this money coming from? It comes from material savings, as companies spend less on virgin raw materials. It comes from new markets, as rental, repair, and resale sectors boom. And it comes from job creation. You cannot automate the repair of a vintage jacket or the refurbishment of an iPhone as easily as you can automate a manufacturing line. The circular economy is labor-intensive in a good way, creating skilled green jobs in local communities, from refurbishment managers to urban miners who extract rare earth metals from e-waste. Conversely, the cost of inaction is skyrocketing, with carbon taxes increasing and insurance premiums rising due to climate instability. Staying linear is becoming a financial liability. The pollution premium is real, and businesses that ignore it are seeing their stock prices punished. As we look toward 2030, the trajectory is clear. The era of single-use plastic is not ending because we suddenly became altruistic. It is ending because it is no longer chemically, politically, or economically viable. The circular economy is no longer a utopian dream. It is a messy, difficult, necessary reality being built day by day. It is built by the Kenyan entrepreneur turning trash into bricks, the Parisian shopper bringing their own jars, the Canadian legislator banning bags, and the AI robot sorting waste in a factory in Ohio. We are leaving the age of disposable. We are entering the age of valuable. The shift is global, it is accelerating, and there is no turning back. Thank you for listening to G Fun Facts Online.